Who's listening and knows the significance of 420? Hey everyone, this video is a big thank you, celebrate, and a little bit of history about my daughter video. And the celebrate is we just hit 420 subscribers. Woo! Now, who's listening and knows the significance of 420? So 420 is significant in our home for a few reasons. One, Raylan's birthday is on 4/20/2012. And then the other one is because Raylan is one of the many people that has benefited from the use of CBD oil. And some of you know that 420 is also another name for marijuana day. So we always like 420 in our house. We joke that we're gonna have brownies for Raylan's birthday. Side note, I have never smoked or ingested any marijuana myself. Neither has my husband. Pastor's wife here, good little kid. But my daughter very much likes the stuff. So we started actually when she was in foster care with this. We had to buy this out of pocket. It was a little bit difficult to get her on CBD oil while we were just her foster parents because we didn't have guardianship of her. We were referred to a doctor that was doing clinical trials for Epidiolex, which is a prescription CBD oil, to talk about it being an option for her. It wasn't approved yet for children to use this, but they were doing clinical trials on it. We were referred to a doctor that was overseeing clinical trials because her neurologist thought she would be a good candidate for it. We saw that doctor and he's like,
she's in the foster care system. She can't have this. You can't give it to her. We can't do this while she's a foster kid. Come back when she's yours.
So that was a no. We really wanted to try CBD oil. You know, say what you will about the worrisome side effects, but we'd seen her be on very strong medications that had known very scary side effects. One of the medications she was on called Sabril, like they told us, I forget what the chance was, but it was not insignificant chance of her losing her peripheral vision on that medication. Lots of her seizure meds really mess with her liver. So she was already on meds with really bad side effects. So to be honest, the side effects of CBD didn't really sound that bad. At the time, we were going to St. Louis for neurology. We still do. Missouri had a very strict policy. In the hospital we were going to had a very strict policy that their doctors could not encourage the use of any marijuana products. You were not allowed to bring any marijuana products into the hospital even if your child was taking them. There was a hospital next door that was a little more lenient. Our neurologist actually even asked us,
do you want to go over there?
We wanted to keep our neurologist. So we kind of held off for a while, and then Haley's Hope became an option that seemed like something we really wanted to try. At this point, we were still not her legal guardians, but we knew we would be. It was as close to a done deal without being a done deal that it could. So we basically told her neurologist, look, we really want to try CBD oil. We want to try Haley's Hope. It has labs with it showing, you know, exactly what you're putting into your body. So, you know, they do labs with every batch. It was the brand, or one of the two brands, I think, that the neighboring hospital was letting people give their patients in the hospital even. And our neurologist basically said,
I can't have anything to do with this, but I'm not going to stop you.
That was liability. Like, the hospital told him he couldn't have anything to do with it. And then her regular pediatrician, we said, we want to try this. And he was like,
great, yeah, I think you should.
And no one raised a red flag. We made it kind of clear we didn't, how do I say this? It was kind of kept on the down low. Like, no doctor was responsible for overseeing her getting it, even though they knew she got it. Because they weren't responsible for overseeing her getting it, they also agreed they didn't see any reason to talk to DCFS about her getting it. They just kind of let it slide. So that was because everyone knew we were going to get to adopt her. Everyone knew her biological parents had already signed over their rights. Everyone knew we were going to adopt her. They're like,
we're just gonna, that's up to you. We're not gonna say anything for or against it.
but we could tell they were all supportive. They just legally couldn't be supportive. So she started this and we saw no negative effects from it, but we didn't really see much positive from it either. It was expensive, and according to the neurologist that we were referred to that oversaw the trial for this, they said, no, you can't do it. We were using way too small of a dose of this because he told us what she should take if he was okay with her taking it, but he's not. It was interesting. He gave us all that information and then said, don't do it. But we couldn't have afforded to give her the amount of this that they would have given her of this. This is very, very, very potent. It is 100 milligrams per a milliliter of CBD. I do not remember now, it was so long ago, I do not remember how many milligrams are in a milliliter of this. And it has a batch number and you have to go look up the labs on their website. It's a set dose. It was a set amount, but it did vary batch to batch because this is a organic material. It's not like a pharmaceutical manufactured material. So it would vary a little bit, those doses. But we were giving her a much lower amount of this, what we were paying for out of pocket, than when she got this. We took her off of it because we weren't seeing a huge difference. We were spending a lot of money on it. She was getting ready to have a surgery, and at the time, children still had a policy, the hospital she was at still had a policy of you were not supposed to be in the hospital with this medication. If your kid took it, that was fine. They didn't want to see about it. They didn't want to see it. They didn't want to find out you were giving it to her in the hospital. And they did make that very clear, like,
hey, we're not just saying this. If we see her getting this in the hospital, or if we see you have this in the hospital, you will be in trouble with the hospital. We will not be happy with you.
So she was getting ready to have surgery. We weren't seeing a difference with this. So we weaned her off of it before surgery and we didn't get her put back on it. Fast forward, the FDA approved CBD oil for children with seizures. She qualified for it. We asked her neurologist. He's like,
absolutely, we'll get her on it.
As soon as the FDA approved it and it was out of trials, by then we were her legal guardians. Even if we weren't, I think DCFS would have been fine with it. Doctor was happy to prescribe it as soon as the FDA approved it. So she's been on this since then. It has not been a seizure miracle like it is for some kids, but we had no negative side effects from it. It actually helped her digestion a little bit. It seems like it's helped with her alertness, so she stayed on it. And very expensive stuff, but insurance pays for it. Very potent stuff. As far as like, I don't know the street value of this, but it would be a lot. It would be a lot. I should look that up, at the supplement stores, because I don't think they're buying anything close to 100 milligrams per milliliter. I think this is the equivalent of lots and lots of the little bottles people are buying. So anyways, that's why we like 420. We are CBD supporters here, and Raylan's birthday is 420.
Hey, we actually have an affiliate link for CBD if they want some.
Oh, we have an affiliate link for CBD. We tried another one. A company gave us some free CBD to try out. We did not see any difference. We basically substituted the exact same amount of this. We keep really close data on her tonic-clonic seizures, and my husband said this might have edged out the prescription, in how well it worked, which doesn't really surprise me because these kinds that you buy are more natural. So they have not just CBD, but they have the other, like they have a tiny amount of THC. They have a tiny amount of, there's a whole bunch of, these are whole plant, whereas this is not whole plant. This is isolated just CBD. This worked a little better. We're not still using this because they gave this to us for free out of pocket. This would be crazy expensive.
Actually, that's one of the most affordable ways to get it.
This is the same strength as this.
Yes.
This is the exact same strength. You should look up how much this bottle costs, buddy. She would go through 1 bottle a week of this, and this costs...
It's $100 a week if you buy 1 bottle at a time, but if you buy 3 bottles at a time, you get the 3rd bottle free.
So yeah, this would cost us $200 every 3 weeks versus insurance pays for this 100%. For a teeny tiny bit better, or maybe the same, we're gonna go with free, just because that's how we roll in this house. And a lot of people have success with much smaller amounts of CBD oil. This is like the most potent strength that this company sells, and it's equivalent to Epidiolex. But they're coming out, they're trialing another drug that's CBD and THC together, and I think it would help with spasticity. We would love to try it with Raylan. Our doctors aren't on board. We pick and choose, you know, our battles. We respect and trust our doctors. We still want to try it, but we want to try it with them on board. I kind of think in a few years they'll be okay with it. We don't want to try it for seizures so much as spasticity. We think that the THC would help her relax some. In the meantime, they've done great things to help with her spasticity. They do some Botox and ethanol injections. I'm rambling, but anyways, happy 420. It's not 420, but we are 420 celebrators in this house, and thank you for helping me get to 420 subscribers.